Good day, boaters. Keith McGowan here. I am the Outboard Dad, here to help you have a better boating experience. As someone who's been around motors my whole life, actually, I think if you've heard any of my older stories, because you know when you get older you like to tell stories, I started with small engines, and I was fortunate enough in 8th grade they had small engines class. It was the best thing for me. The next week after I learned how to start taking these motors apart, I took Dad's lawnmower down to the basement, took it all apart in pieces and showed it to him, and he was like, "Oh, why don't you get a box, put it all in the box, we'll take it down to the shop." And I said, "No, I'm going to put this back together." I still have that lawnmower. Anyway, so newer engines, you need diagnostics. Yes, you do your own diagnostics, which is what I learned from the 80s, from the old timers. You need that as well as a good diagnostic tool, because you need to search those fault codes and understand why it's throwing a code. Is it a sensor issue, or is there something else going on with the motor? And the best way to do that I've found so far is with the MR500 ANCEL tool, because of the cost of the tool and its ability to check out Yamaha and Suzuki outboard motors. So this video is brought to you by ANCEL MR500. Check out the link in the description and see if it's something for you. If you have any questions about it, let me know. But today, as you know in my previous video, if you watched it, we have a hole in the block and we've got a bad engine here. This is a Mercury. Unfortunately, the gentleman said it was knocking when we got it. And yeah, it was more than knocking, it was dead. So the piston blew apart, seized up in the cylinder. Actually, we were able to pull the piston out. My guess is maybe wrist pin failure. I'm not really sure. Doesn't really matter at this point because it's a dead motor. But we're going to see if our purchase was a waste of time at $300 and a waste of our money. We're going to check the lower unit oil, and we're going to take a look at this power tilt and trim. And you let me know what you think, if this is worth it for a parts motor. Now, I know it has spark. I wasn't able to turn it over because the connecting rod is bent inside the cylinder there. It takes a lot of force to bend those suckers, so it must have been really, really hot. We also found there was no thermostats, and also none of the thermostats that set off the alarm were connected. So maybe this, it's setting off the alarm, disconnect that thing and run it. Who knows what they did out there. But we're going to see, we're going to check our power tilt and trim. We have that hooked up here. Oh, and it seems to be functioning. We'll see if it's leaking, what the motor looks like. We'll get a little deeper in there, and then we'll check this lower unit too to see if those can be sold to try and make some money back on this loss. Okay, so let's get in here with our flashlight and see what this looks like. I want to crank this up all the way, or far enough. So it functions, so that's good. Now I want to look closely at the seals, and there is this motor is pretty rusted. Yes, it's functioning. I can scrape some of it off here. It may be able to be used for a few more seasons. I don't see anything leaking at this point around any of the seals. I see a little moistness here, but sometimes guys put stuff on these shafts. But I don't see anything running down this. Actually looks like it might have been replaced at one point. Who knows? But let me give you a little closer look inside here. So as we're inspecting this power tilt and trim, it does look a little, I don't know if that's, I don't think it's leaking. It's not squirting out at all. And down here, these seals look pretty good. As you can see, the motor's got rust on it, and I did flake some of it off of there. But when we get it completely out, we'll be able to look around it the whole way, make sure there's no holes in it. Maybe it's something we can just treat up with some rust proof and get another few seasons out of it. But it's nice to know that that is good. So let's come over here now and let's take the drain plug out. We got a really good skeg on this. We're going to see if this prop shaft is bent at all, and then maybe we'll shift it back and forth, see if it shifts into gear, and let's see if this is worth selling. So let's pull this plug out. Let's see how easy it comes out. I might have to. Oh, a little bit of milkiness. Let's get a cup here and drain it more. Yeah, so we get our prop nut off. I juiced it up a little bit with a little jack of all sprays. And the prop actually doesn't look too bad. A few dings, but nothing major. Be usable. And where I really want to see is down here where our seals are. Take a close look. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, yeah, it's definitely got some corrosion for its age, but let me get my flashlight so we can see a little closer. Okay, so it doesn't look too bad. You know, it's definitely aged, but it's not heavily corroded either inside here. Except there is some like sand, and I do see some little tiny aluminum parts that probably made it through the water jacket and down into here, into the exhaust, or out of the exhaust, those little metal pieces. So, and it's been greased, so that's good to see. So this looks like a good lower unit for somebody. Let's continue on with what we're going to do here. So what we'll do from here is we'll tilt this back down, and then we're going to start taking electronics off. We're going to start taking all the parts we're going to save. Let's see if we can get this power head off. I don't care if I got to destroy the midsection. The power head is shot too. I don't care if I have to use a cutoff wheel just to get it off. I got an aluminum guy who will come, scrap guy who will come, my buddy Jimmy, and give him some scrap. But I want to save all the electronics so that if someone needs those parts. So if you need parts for a Mercury 150 horsepower, I believe it's a 2001. Let's see what the... I believe they told me it was 2001. Yes, 2001 150 XL carbureted motor. The serial number is OT322419. So if you need a power tilt and trim, a lower unit, ignition system, what I like to do is when someone has a problem, hey, I need a power pack, hey, I need coils, I try to talk them into getting the whole kit rather than doing piecemeal. Now, if it's OEM parts, you can probably get away with that. But aftermarket parts, I don't like to mix aftermarket like CDI ignition parts with OEM parts. It's like a 50-50 shot. And you can check with Aaron too on Born Again Boating. Him and I did a little podcast together a while back, a few months back, and we both agreed, yeah, it's kind of 50-50 when you get into that, especially with Evinrude parts. But even with these Mercury parts now, if you can use OEM, it's much better. So please like, subscribe, send me any comments that you have. Let me know if you need something off of this motor or what else you would do with this motor. Have a great day. We're still going to get deeper into this because I'm sure you guys are dying to see what the crank looks like. Maybe the crank is savable. Maybe it's not. I'll probably crack the case and pull the connecting rods out. I don't know if I can pull that connecting rod out the way it's bent. And maybe the crank is savable. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll check it out. Have a great day.